I'm Dr. Tangela Serls. I am an Associate Professor of Instruction in the Department of Women's Gender and Sexuality Studies. And I also am the Special Advisor to the College of Arts and Sciences Dean, and also faculty in residence with the Department of Housing and Residential Education. Prior to starting this role in spring 23, I was the undergraduate director for the Department of Women's and Gender Studies, now Women's Gender and Sexuality Studies. And then I also was faculty fellow for the Stonewall Suites LGBTQ+ Living Learning Community. And then prior to that, I was an academic advisor for integrative biology and molecular biosciences and women's and gender studies. I have a very long history here at USF. I've been here since 2011. So in my primary role as special advisor to the dean, I am responsible for a few things. So on the student-facing side, I am responsible for kind of building community among and with students, connecting students with student organizations that might be relevant to them, connecting them with mentors that they might want, also connecting them with resources both on campus and off campus to help with their academic and professional development. And then on the faculty-facing side, I do a few things as well, including also pairing junior faculty with mentors from other departments within the college to help them get acclimated to the university and to the College of Arts and Sciences to help them build their networks. And in addition to that, different strategic projects that the dean assigns me, I'm also responsible for making those happen. So for instance, I'm currently working on a strategic communications project or initiative with the Office of Communications and Marketing. And what we're seeking to do is to raise the kind of profile and visibility of the different departments and programs within the College of Arts and Sciences, because of course, as we all know, we're doing great things and great work is happening here at USF, but we just want to make sure that we're not the best kept secret and that other people know the great things that are happening. The faculty in residence role, that role is really fun. It's the main point of it is to humanize faculty in a way that residential students can kind of see their professors as real people outside of the classroom, so that they can have someone to approach if they have questions about, different classes or again, different resources at the university that they can tap into, or if they just need a listening ear. It's a lot more laid back, I would say, a lot more social interactions when it comes to the FIR position. I'm Associate Professor of Instruction, and with that role, I teach a number of courses. I'm not currently teaching, but I have taught a number of courses, including the Intro to Women's Gender and Sexuality Studies course. I've taught Female Experience in America, Literature by Women of Color, the Interdisciplinary Disability Studies course, our senior capstone course, Black Feminisms, which is one of my favorite courses to teach, and at least 2 or 3 other courses I've taught as well. So even though my primary role is special advisor to the dean, currently I really still feel drawn to the classroom. And regardless of what course I'm teaching, I always seek to come from 4 pillars within my pedagogy. And so I seek to make sure that my courses are academically rigorous, because I understand that, disciplines like mine, women's gender and sexuality studies, Africana studies, even sociology. Like, we are in a dire political time where courses like ours are under a high level of scrutiny. And so it's very important to me to make sure that students know that information that I am teaching them has been, peer reviewed and rigorously thought about and talked about and analyzed and discussed, and that they are, learning from someone who holds the field in high esteem and respect. And so that part is important. I also seek to build a sense of community within my courses from the very first day. Sometimes it can be a little bit difficult in asynchronous online spaces, but there are tools and techniques to help bridge that gap when it comes to building community in online spaces. I always try to come from an ethic of care as well when it comes to my courses, because I understand that the subject matter might be a little bit jarring sometimes for people, but nonetheless, it doesn't excuse a person from being able to kind of interact with it. And then finally, I try to incorporate an element or elements of creativity, because I think that that's important to the learning process. And so I think those 4 pillars of academic rigor, community, care, and creativity are essential to who I am as an associate professor of instruction. At present, my favorite initiative that I'm involved with is the I Belong USF Week, which I could talk about really for hours. But to sum it up, it's a grassroots initiative that was student started. It was started by a student, and it's student led, and for the most part, it's student run. And so one of our former students, now alum, recognized the need for students to feel a sense of belonging. They were actually a member of the USF St. Pete campus, and USF St. Pete is known for their You Belong Here campaign. And so that student was taking a class here at the USF Tampa campus and really just recognized the need for students to be able to, again, have a sense of community, for students to be able to be connected to resources, and also faculty and staff within the university community. And this was, right after we were all getting back from the pandemic and we were starting to feel like a sense of normalcy again. And the reason why the I Belong Week is my favorite, especially my favorite student-facing initiative at the moment, is because it really embodies one of the things that we teach in the Intro to Women's and Gender Studies course, which is about grassroots organizing and grassroots activities and action. And so it really just shows how you can identify a need that you can seek to make a change with, even if it's at a small level. And so the week itself came out of a student recognizing that, hey, we need to bring attention to this particular issue, the fact that students feel alone, that they don't feel connected to community, that they don't know where to turn for these different resources. And we need to celebrate our differences. And that was another kind of main point about the week too. So celebrating our differences, learning from each other, learning from different cultures. And since spring 23, we've held the week every semester, and we'll have it again this semester. And the reason why I'm really excited about it is because it is starting to get institutionally recognized. So it started out as like a College of Arts and Sciences kind of initiative, but other colleges around the university know about it now. They want to be involved in it, and it's really kind of blossomed into something great. And I can't sing its praises enough. And also I can't sing the praises of USF St. Pete enough, because their You Belong Here campaign has been going on for years, probably even a decade. So that's probably what I'm most excited about. One of my favorite quotes of all time is "Bloom where you're planted," and that's something that I really try to like embody. And this idea of, putting your best effort forward with whatever you decide to do. I don't know if I've mentioned this earlier, but I've been an advisor for the National Council of Negro Women, the USF section of the National Council of Negro Women, for over a decade, since I was a graduate student here. And that's one of my points of pride, I would say, here at USF. And I recently won the award for Advisor of the Year. I think it might have been last year or in 2023, which came as a total surprise because it was something that I was just doing, that I do because I love to be connected to students. And so that's one of the things I think I would hope that students and my peers would take from me, is this idea of, even if it seems like no one is watching or no one is noticing the work that you're putting in, continue to do those things that you feel called to do or you feel drawn to do, because eventually, it'll pay off. And my mom always says, don't be afraid to let your light shine. And so that's another one of those phrases that I try to live by. We are the Institute on Black Life.